Welcome to The Explainer. What if I told you there's a simple, powerful mental model that makes interacting with databases feel, well, as natural as just asking a question? Today we're going to uncover that hidden logic.
So you see words like these, right? And if your first thought is, oh boy, a wall of jargon, believe me, you are not alone. They can seem really intimidating, like a whole new language you have to learn from scratch.
You know, most people think the key is to just drill the syntax over and over, to memorize every single command. But what if I told you that's completely backwards? That it's actually the very thing making it so difficult?
See, the problem isn't the syntax itself. The real problem is that we try to memorize the words before we understand the simple human logic behind them. The solution? Build a mental framework first. Then, the commands just become a natural extension of how you already think.
Okay, let's get right to the core of this. The truth is, you don't actually want to write SQL commands. I mean, nobody wakes up in the morning excited to write a join clause. That's not the real goal.
What you really want to do is much simpler. You want to see some information. Maybe you want to filter it down, or connect some related pieces, or even just make a change. These are things we do with information every single day, computer or not.
And that's the crucial point right there. Once you see that these commands are just a structured, formal way to state your intention, the fear of syntax just melts away. It's not about memorizing foreign words anymore, it's just about translating a thought you already have.
So to build this mental frame, we only need 3 foundational ideas. Think of them as the Lego bricks for all database interactions. Super simple pieces that can be combined in incredibly powerful ways.
First up, a table. But don't just think of it as a spreadsheet. A better way to see it as a container for one kind of thing. It's the master list of all your users or all your products, a single unified concept.
Second, we have a row. And a row is just one single instance of that thing. So in our users table, one row is one specific person. It's you or it's me. It's a single item from that master list.
And third, the column. This is just a specific property, a piece of information about each instance. For a user, that would be their name, their city, their email address, one specific detail about them.
And here it is all together. This visual just says it all, doesn't it? We have a kind of thing, the users table. We have specific instances of that thing, the individual rows, and each one has properties, the columns, like name and city. That's it. That is the core model.
Okay, now for the really fun part. Let's see how these simple building blocks come together to form something incredibly powerful. This is where the model goes from theory to practice. We're going to start with a human question. No code, no commands, just a simple, clear request that anyone could understand. So, before we even think about syntax, let's break this down using our new logical blocks. First question, what kind of thing are we talking about? That's easy, users. Second, which specific instances do we want? The ones from Delhi. Third, what properties do we want to see? All of them. And finally, what's the final arrangement? We want the newest ones first.
And this right here is the big breakthrough. The logic of your question is so much more important than the syntax. Once you have this logical structure, the code is just a simple translation. You've already done the hard part.
Okay, so now let's go back to those intimidating keywords. You're about to see that they're nothing more than simple labels for the logic we just figured out.
Remember when we asked, what kind of thing am I talking about? Well, the keyword that answers that question is from. From users simply tells the database that our source is that kind of thing we call users.
And what about when we specified which specific rows do I want? You're defining your filter there. The keyword for that, it's where. Where city is Delhi is just the formal way to state our rule for which instances to keep.
And when you decided what properties do I want to see, you're telling the database what to select for its final output. Selecting all just means, hey, show me all the properties for the rows that match our criteria.
You know, the same pattern holds true for all the other keywords. They're not random. They're just formal words for simple ideas. Join? That's for connecting different kinds of things, like linking users to their orders. Group by? That's for putting things into buckets, like grouping users by city so you can count them. And order by? Well, that's just sorting the final list.
So all of this comes together into a single, repeatable framework you can use every single time you need to talk to a database. It's a way to build your query from logic first.
By asking yourself these 5 simple questions, in this exact order, you build the logic first. This forces you to get clear in your own head before you ever try to speak to the database. The command at the end becomes a simple translation, not some difficult thing you have to invent from scratch. This is your master framework for every single interaction.
So, the ultimate takeaway is this. Stop focusing on memorizing syntax. Seriously, that's the very last step. Instead, put all your energy into clarifying your data intention first. Get the logic right in your mind, and the syntax will naturally follow.
The real skill here isn't memory, it's structured thinking. It's about seeing the data you want in your mind's eye before you ever ask for it. And now, you have the framework to make that vision a reality. So, are you ready to stop memorizing and start thinking?